All right, today we're talking about one of the biggest, most influential programming languages on the planet, Python. We're going to find out exactly what makes it so powerful. And hey, while we're getting into it, if this is the kind of stuff you enjoy, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel so you don't miss out.
I mean, just think about that for a second. How can one single skill be the engine behind something as complex as artificial intelligence, and also be used to build the websites you use every single day? It seems almost impossible, right? But that's the kind of versatility we're going to dig into. One language, a whole world of possibilities.
So, let's start at square one. What exactly is Python? What makes it tick?
At its heart, this is the core definition. Now, high level just means it's designed to be easily understood by people, not just machines, and interpreted means it runs line by line, which is a lifesaver for beginners. But really, the two words you absolutely need to remember are simplicity and readability. That's the whole game.
And you know, this isn't some new kid on the block. Python was actually first released way back in 1991 by its creator, Guido van Rossum. So yeah, it's had over 3 decades to evolve and get really, really good.
If you had to boil down its massive appeal to just 3 things, this would be it. It's famously easy to learn. It's incredibly versatile, and underneath that simple surface, it is seriously powerful.
And that versatility, that's why you see it everywhere. It's not a one-trick pony. It's the backbone of data science, a key player in AI, a total go-to for web development, and it's perfect for automating all those boring, repetitive tasks. And believe me, the list just goes on and on and on.
So now that we know what it is and what it can do, that brings us to the really important question. Why should you think about learning it? What's in it for you?
Okay, let's start with reason number 1, and this might be the most important one of all. It's just so approachable.
This quote just hits the nail on the head. For anyone who's never written a line of code, the barrier to entry is incredibly low. That's because the syntax, the rules of the language, it's so intuitive, it almost feels like you're just reading English. It's all about clarity. The second big reason is that when you learn Python, you are not learning it alone, not by a long shot.
You're stepping into this massive, global ecosystem. And that means if you have a question, someone out there has almost definitely answered it already. Plus, there's a huge collection of libraries, which are basically just bundles of pre-written code that mean you don't have to reinvent the wheel every single time you want to build something. It makes everything so much faster.
And finally, reason number 3 is an incredibly practical one: career opportunities.
Python skills are in extremely high demand right now. Whether you're interested in the booming fields of data science and machine learning, or the constant need for good web development, knowing Python opens up a huge number of doors.
Okay, so we've covered the what and the why. Now let's look at the how. You're about to see just how simple Python can be when you actually use it.
This is it. This is the traditional first program for anyone learning to code. And in Python, it's just this one single straightforward line.
No complex setup, no confusing boilerplate code. You literally tell the computer to print the phrase, "Hello world," and that's exactly what it does. It's direct, it's logical, and it just works.
Now, to really put that simplicity into perspective, to do this exact same thing in a lot of other languages, you'd need more lines of code, special characters like semicolons, and a much more rigid structure. Python just cuts right through all that noise.
So after looking at what Python is, why it's so valuable, and how simple it can be, what's the one big idea you should walk away with?
It all comes down to this unique blend. It makes complex, powerful programming accessible to almost anyone. You don't have to be a computer scientist with decades of experience to start building amazing things. Python empowers you by being both incredibly capable and, at the same time, incredibly easy to use.
And that leads to the final and maybe the most exciting question of all. With a tool this powerful and this accessible in your hands, the possibilities are pretty much endless. So it makes you wonder, what problem will you solve first?